As a new home buyer, have you considered using a checklist for your home inspection?
Stick around to learn what goes on at a buyer's home inspection and why you need a home inspection when you purchase a home.
Hello, everyone. Today we're talking about home inspections and why you might want a home inspection checklist.
Before we explain what exactly a home inspection is and what the checklist is used for, we want to add that we recommend you always hire a professional home inspector to do the inspection of the property that you are considering purchasing.
A general home inspection is a visual, non-invasive inspection of the home from top to bottom and includes items such as the roof, windows, crawl space or basement, the exterior and interior of the home, and the systems that are reasonably accessible.
So you may be wondering what we mean by the systems of the home. This means the heating, the cooling, the water heater, electrical, plumbing, gas, and built-in appliances. If a home has a septic system, it's actually covered under a separate inspection and there is an additional cost.
The goal of the home inspection is to provide you with the information regarding the overall condition of the home to include items related to safety.
Next, let's talk about why you should do a home inspection. Oftentimes, the purchase of a home is the largest investment many people make, so you want to make sure that the home is safe and if there are any repairs that are needed immediately or in the near future.
Having a home inspection also brings in a third party that is non-partial and not emotionally attached to the home. Sometimes a home can look great on the surface so that the buyer may not see its obvious issues just because they're so in love with it.
While Jodi and I are certainly not home inspectors, we have been to plenty of home inspections. So during a property showing, if we see something that we believe is going to be an issue, we are going to point that out.
Another thing to think about is when to do a home inspection. In the state of Alabama, we do our home inspections after the home is under contract. This means you'd make an offer, negotiate the contract, go under contract, then hire a home inspector to go to the property and check everything out.
The contract that we use here in Huntsville and in the surrounding area states that the seller agrees to deliver all the built-in appliances, the heating, the cooling, the electrical, gas, plumbing, and the septic system in normal operating condition.
During the inspection, besides those items that he just mentioned, the home inspector will look for many different things.
They will look and make sure that all the appliances in the kitchen to make sure they're working properly. If there's any cracks in the wall, they'll try to determine if it's just normal settling or is there something to be a little bit more concerned about. They'll see if there's any leaks under the sinks or under the crawl space or in the roof. If there's any condensation in the window panes, they're going to try to determine what's causing that.
If you're able to attend the home inspection, we highly recommend it. This will give you an opportunity to ask any questions you might have of the inspector, and the inspector can provide you with some insight about the home that you may not be able to explain clearly in the report.
Once the inspection is complete, the inspector will provide a written report to include photos that will provide detailed information about the home and include any of the faults or concerns found during the inspection.
Oftentimes, the inspection report will also provide general information that would be helpful to the homeowner, such as the location of the water meter.
After receiving a copy of the home inspection report, we review it with our clients in order to determine if there are any repairs that the buyer would like the seller to make.
Remember, the seller agreed to deliver the built-in appliances, heating, cooling, electrical, gas, plumbing, and septic in normal operating condition so that if there are plumbing leaks, for example, the buyer has the right to ask for the seller to repair that. If the oven doesn't work, the buyer can ask the seller to repair that too. So I think you get the idea.
Once the buyer determines what repairs the seller would like to make, we submit a request for repairs to the listing agent so that they can review it with their seller. Usually, the seller will agree to make most of the repairs, especially those related to items that we previously discussed. On an occasion, the seller may offer cash in lieu of repairs.
Every once in a while, we will submit a request for repairs for the items we previously talked about, and the seller decides they are not willing to do any repairs. Now, that is not how it's supposed to go, but it does happen. In this situation, the buyer has two choices. They can get out of the contract and get their earnest money back, or they can decide to continue forward with the home purchase.
The most common situation is we submit a request for repairs and the seller agrees to make most of those repairs, but maybe not all of them. There's several factors that can play into this.
As part of the request for repairs, we will state that the seller has to provide a copy of the paid invoice for the work that was completed. Additionally, you can pay a small fee and have your home inspector come back out to the property to make sure the repairs were completed.
Now that you know what goes on during a home inspection process, let's get you a checklist of your own. This checklist provides you with top to bottom suggestions of items to be checked prior to purchasing the home. Of course, no home is ever perfect, not even a brand new home that's never been lived in. But the main thing is to make sure that the home is safe and sound.
Click the link below to download our free home inspection checklist. And as always, if you have any questions about any of this, feel free to leave a comment below.
Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to check back often as we post new videos about all things Rocket City and real estate.